Former employees say Ellen's "Be Kind" talk show mantra masks a toxic work culture. Okay, Ellen DeGeneres, why is this important? Because Ellen DeGeneres is a huge icon for the gay community. She was one of these actors who first came out and announced that she was openly lesbian. And that's a big deal. And she's a huge success. People love Ellen. The wind is at her back. Her show has been on for either 13 or 17 years, a really long time. And so there's a lot of people who really support Ellen because she's a representative of the gay community. In the same way that Meghan Markle was set up to be that icon for people of color in the royal family. You know, that, oh, we've made it. It's not enough that Barack Obama was president, okay? And how did they treat Barack Obama? Well, the man just simply showed up in Europe, hadn't done anything, you know, hadn't even combed his hair yet that morning, and they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize. That's how much the wind was at his back. The same for Meghan. Now, Meghan has failed horribly. She left the royal family. A lot of people are really disappointed. But Ellen is a huge success and an icon for the gay community. Ellen DeGeneres has built her worldwide multi-million-dollar brand on the motto, "Be Kind," with lavish giveaways and acts of charity. But behind the scenes, current and former employees on her leading daytime show say they face the R word, fear, and intimidation. That, quote, "Be Kind" BS only happens when the cameras are on. It's all for show, one former employee told BuzzFeed News. I know they give money to people and help them out, but it's just for the show. Okay, so BuzzFeed spoke to one current and 10 former employees on the Ellen Show, all of whom asked to remain anonymous because they feared retribution from the award-winning NBC daytime talk show and others in the entertainment industry. Look at how Harvey Weinstein was treated. Everybody was terrified to talk about him. For 25 years, he was raping every beautiful starlet he could get his hands on. That is an industry that if you say the wrong thing, you'll never work again. Okay, so these people have reason to be afraid. They said they were fired after taking medical leave or bereavement days to attend family funerals. So someone in their household died, and when they came back from bereavement, they were terminated. Someone else had their job. There's another one where somebody went, you know, I think they were suicidal or something, and then they went into the hospital. Okay, they took medical leave, went into the hospital. When they came back, their job wasn't there. So it's a really cutthroat environment, and they'll fire you for any reason. And the way that you can tell what a person is really like is how do they treat the staff? How do they treat the people under them? And this, you know, like a narcissist is always wearing a mask. And the mask here is "Be Kind." We're really kind. Okay, but if behind the scenes they're really cutthroat and nasty, then it's not real, it's just a mask. So we want to look today if it's a mask, and we'll wrap this part up. Quote, "If she wants to have her own show, Ellen, and have her name on the show title, she needs to be more involved to see what's going on," one former employee said. "I think the executive producers surround her and tell her things are going great, everybody's happy, and she just believes that, but it's her responsibility to go beyond that." So what's really going to happen is the management, the producers, and the directors are going to take the hit for this, and Ellen is still, you know, but people are smarter than that. She's still going to end up being okay. The other thing I want to look at is this Wayfair. Probably a lot of you have heard about this Wayfair stuff. Ellen questioned for Wayfair partnership among the conspiracy theory. And the conspiracy theory, let's just get into it. The talk show celebrity, Ellen, was questioned on Twitter for her Wayfair collection that allegedly included a 5-figure pillow, but really sells for far less. Social media users questioned the talk show host if she had any involvement with the alleged child trafficking conspiracy. So literally, ordinary household items are showing up on Wayfair for tens of thousands of dollars with the names named after missing children. Okay, and here's the example they give. This lady, Colleen Ruiz. Hey, Ellen, why do you have a $10,000 pillow on Wayfair asking for some friends? This pillow sells for $99 elsewhere. It's a lumbar pillow. And here, Ellen is listing it for $10,098. Now they go on, attached to the tweet was a screenshot of a lumbar pillow with a $10,098 price tag, but a search of the product, which does not have a child's name attached to it, resulted in a page on the Wayfair site for the same pillow with a $99 price tag. So this one didn't have a kid's name on it. Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. Today we're going to look at Ellen and her toxic, potentially toxic work environment. This is, I don't know if you remember this photo, this is Ellen holding Archie. Look at that beautiful red hair and those big fat cheeks. Just gorgeous. And she and her wife, Portia de Rossi, allegedly visited Archie in the UK while they were there. Portia de Rossi, when she was asked about it, she says, no, that never happened. And then she says, oh, well, I just forgot. You know, we did so many things while we were there. So she didn't remember meeting Archie and giving lavish gifts at Frogmore. Interesting. Okay, so how toxic, or is the Ellen DeGeneres work environment toxic? And I find this is like, these people are anonymous, just like Megan's 5 anonymous friends. They want to remain anonymous. These folks, I think, have better reason to remain anonymous than Megan's 5 anonymous friends. They have much better reason because their careers depend on their anonymity. So is the Ellen DeGeneres, the Ellen Show work environment, is it toxic? Let's take a look here. Or are people just complainers? Because I worked in government, and the better people have it, the more they complain. And people, all they do in government is complain. And it's a pretty good job. It's stressful because of all the politics, but the work itself is generally not that stressful. It's not a private industry environment. Okay. Is this a toxic work environment? Money and everything. It's abundance and the woman and water into wine. 28, 7 spades, secrets. It's all about, water into wine is a very joyful card. Woman, they're presenting this very joyful environment, very opulent, very joyful environment. It's all about money. It's all about making money. So these folks are really complaining that it's really quite cutthroat. And if you're not doing what they need you to do, they just give you the axe. Behind, solid foundation. Above, cutting. Okay, cutting people. Committed to, okay, let's see. Diamond ring, coffin, scourge. Here's your negative card. Scapegoat and over. Okay, in the middle we've got all the spades. And the outside we got 2 red cards. We got diamond ring and cup overflowing. So we have a very emotionally run environment. In the middle, a lot of conflict, committed to stopping the conflict and kicking those people out for emotional reasons. So it's more of an emotionally run environment rather than a rationally run environment. I don't know if you saw the red-haired girl. What's her name? It was on MTV. Lindsay Lohan. She was running a place in Ibiza. Man, she was a terrible manager. And it just seemed like she was running it. They were firing people for no reason. And it upset me because these are real people and it's not a game. And I think a lot of people had that reaction because the show was canceled very quickly. So what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing a terrible toxic environment here. I'm seeing a very the basis of this environment is very emotional. Okay, emotions are not rational. So there's a lot of irrational behavior going on here, a lot of emotionally based behavior, and they're very cutthroat because they're trying to keep this very pleasant environment for the show. They want everyone to see on the show that it's a very be kind, very generous, very kind environment. So behind the scenes, they'll cut you for any reason. They'll make up reasons because it's not rational, it's emotional. It's an emotionally based environment. And so any conflict, they keep all the bodies buried in the box, and they just get rid of the people who create problems very quickly, and they're very, very cutthroat about it. Let's look into these Wayfair allegations. Let's look at Ellen and Wayfair. Is Ellen connected? Does she have links to this Wayfair scandal of child trafficking? We have to know. I mean, that would tell you a lot. I mean, next we're gonna, we could find out she's attending the Marina Abramovic things, and that would be pretty bad. So let's see. Let's look at Ellen and Wayfair. Is there a linkage? Because that's very suspicious. She's selling a $99 pillow for $10,098. That's $10,000 more than the real price of the pillow. And they could have just taken, if it was named after one of these missing children, they could have simply taken the name off anytime. You can change these things anytime. And if they just took the snapshot right after they took the name off, then it doesn't have the name on it. And, these things are, they're documented somewhere, but not necessarily on Twitter. Ellen, oh dear, got the 10 spades. Wayfair. Is there any Ellen Wayfair connection? Well, we have 10s. 10s are completion. We have Magi, manifesting. This is 33. 13 plus 10 and 10, 33. Yes, there is a connection. Yes, Ellen is connected to Wayfair, and the results are horrible. Earthquake is the worst. Earthquake is a 10, so it's completed. It's the worst possible result. So a foundation, a financial foundation of destruction, manifesting a financial foundation of something really, 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 really terrible, like child trafficking. And what is being alleged here is child trafficking. So there is a connection between Ellen and Wayfair. What are we seeing here with the Wayfair scandal? What are we seeing with Wayfair? Trinity, everybody working together perfectly, stop, full stop, and 3 actions, and full stop. So we have these very negative cards in the past underneath, 9 and 6, 15, 4 clubs. So on an ongoing basis, Wayfair is working with these folks. They're working together with them, but they want to look at how the negative cards are in the back. In the past, they're hiding it kind of underneath. They're definitely hiding these dirty dealings underneath, but Wayfair's making a lot of money on it, and they're fine with it. And Ellen is connected to this. Very disturbing. And Magi can, unfortunately, I'm the Magi, but unfortunately Magi can be a deceptive card. Can be like magic tricks, showing, sleight of hand, showing you this and doing that. So Ellen is connected, and Wayfair is working with these traffickers as alleged. So very bad. Actively in the city. Okay, conflict. So they're selling items to the world constantly. And sweet appearance, official, ongoing basis. 14, 17, 5 hearts reacting. So they're just saying it's on an ongoing basis. They are hiding the true nature of these transactions. Selling a bureau, a bed, or a pillow. Just some bland furniture item, but it's got the name of a child, a missing child, and it's being sold for $20,000 or $10,000. The pillow was $10,098. That pillow is not worth $10,098. I mean, what was Ellen farting on that pillow for a week? Is that why it's so expensive? I mean, yeah, odd. So yeah, there is a connection, and Wayfair is happy to cooperate to make money doing this. So that's disturbing. So we got a slightly different read on the toxic work environment. It's an emotionally based work environment. It's not, they're not like intentionally nasty, they're just irrational in their nastiness. Is Ellen a completely different person when the camera's off? Okay, and this is kind of starting to suggest that she is, but let's dig deeper into this. Is Ellen a completely different person when the camera's off? Because we see this with Meghan. Okay, everyone around Meghan quits. Everyone. She's like the ultimate diva. She's clearing out entire sections at Wimbledon. She's extremely demanding. She never takes directions. She's rude to people. She throws tea at them. But when you see her in the public, she's smiling. She's dressed up perfectly. She's got her hair done. You know, you name it. Okay, and Ellen could be doing the same thing. You know, and this be kind environment could be not very kind. 11 people are going to the media and alleging they're not that kind. Okay, so is Ellen a completely different person when the camera's off? Oh dear. Is Ellen a completely different person off camera? Cross, permanent relationship, angel, hand in hand. So to the many people, 13 and 11, 24, 6 spades. 6 spades is a bad relationship. 6 spades is lying. 6 spades is selfishness. So she wants to present herself as just like an angel to all the people. And that is, you know, the spine. 7 clubs is the spine. She wants people to believe that, you know, and this is what's on the surface. On the surface, she wants people to believe that the spine of herself is like an angel. But it's not really true. 6 spades. What's underneath? Big change. Player and Fox, they're like brother and sister energies. Very clever, quite deceptive. Secrets and lovers. So big change in the close relationship. So quite 3 out of 5 cards here are deceptive. Hidden things. In the middle is Fox, carefully, strategically moving the pieces. Player does what needs to be done to get what they want. So the true self is really hidden. So yeah, Ellen is definitely wearing a mask. She, you know, she's a performer. And player is the actor/actress card. She's wearing the mask that she wants you to see. And I know some of these people, and they're very much like that. And to some degree, it's not a terrible thing because they are public figures. They keep their personal lives more to themselves, and they need to do this. But if it's too much, it unbalances the person. And so Ellen is underneath. Ellen is clearly not the person. She's a very different person underneath. And she just hides that from the public. And what she wants you to see is this angelic visage and all these kind acts. So yeah, she's not the person we see on the surface. You know, very clean comedy, you know, physical comedy, really cute and funny. So is the environment on the Ellen Show extremely cutthroat? You know, they like to fire people for any reason because these are temporary jobs. You know, these are piecemeal work. You're going to work this movie, and the movie is going to take, the production schedule is from this time to this time, and you were unemployed before the start of the production schedule, and you're unemployed after. It's temporary work, okay, and that's understood. So is the work environment on the Ellen Show extremely cutthroat? Or are these people mostly just complainers? Do we get it all in there? Is the Ellen Show extremely cutthroat? Snake, underlying and very vengeful, heart and strength. The rooting, okay, so 23, 24, 6 spades. 23, 24, 6 spades. So there's an undercurrent of nastiness, and the snake lies in the environment and then bites you very suddenly. So on the surface, they're saying all the nice things. We're here for you, we're watching out for you, but there's a real undercurrent of nastiness where people will bite you and really hurt you. There is some toxicity there. 6 spades is definitely toxic work environment, and there's the words and the actions are different. The words are, we're very loving and kind to our employees, okay, and we're founded in kindness and generosity. But the reality is there's a real nastiness underneath. Okay, so what's underneath here? So 5 spades, ace of diamonds, and handcuffs. 8, 2 spades. So these problems are being revealed. There is a real nastiness underneath. That's interesting. This is a good read. So let's review. The Ellen Show, is it a toxic work environment? No, it's an emotionally based work environment. 8 hearts and 10 hearts. And financially, emotionally, they want everyone to see the fun and the laughter and the kindness. Everybody is so nice, but because it's an emotionally based environment, they're kind of ruthless about getting rid of troublemakers. Okay, if they label you as somebody who's bringing them down, and that could be anything. I don't like coffee, I prefer tea. What do you mean you don't like coffee? They just get rid of people. They get rid of complainers. It's very much an emotionally based environment. And to the victims of this, it can feel very arbitrary. Okay, they will fire people for any and every reason. Any excuse is more than good enough to fire somebody, because they're keeping everything happy and joyful, and that's how they see it. And that's what's going on here. We're very loving, we're very kind, but underneath they're actually very ruthless in keeping this kind and loving environment. That's what we're seeing. So and this is a big tell. Is Ellen involved with Wayfair? Yes. This adds yes. 33. Yes. Just the worst kind of horrible, monstrous behaviors. Okay. And over here, Wayfair is completely complicit. They're not like, oh yeah, people are just selling cabinets and stuff, and pillows for outrageous prices with the names of small missing children. They know what's going on. They're working with them. They're happy to make huge amounts of money called commissions on these sales. They are complicit, and Ellen is part of this. That speaks that is straight up satanic activity. Okay, that's really the worst of what people can do to other people. That's really terrible. So there's a very there's a maggoty underbelly that is kind of being exposed here. The work environment is not terrible, but it's not great. Underlying this is some real nastiness and some real ruthlessness, and this is where it's come from. There's the dirty deeds go very deep with this Wayfair stuff. So the company is just like, yeah, we just sell stuff. But this has been going on for a long time, and it's an opportunity for Wayfair to be profitable. Is Ellen a completely different person under the surface? On the surface, she is an angel, and that's what she's showing the world. She's an angel. But this adds 6 hearts, 6 spades. So toxic. And 6 spades keeps coming up. Toxic work environment, toxic person, not telling you the truth, rotten inside. So underneath, all of the deception is underneath, and it's really very calculated deception. Really very calculated deception to make you believe that she's a very loving person. So it's a matter of degree, but the Wayfair thing shows that that this is really taken too far. So the work environment itself is not horrible. It's an emotionally based work environment, and they're ruthless. Okay, there is toxicity there, but some individuals, you can't hide what's really in your heart, and some individuals are involved in some really, really, really terrible, despicable things. So that's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who bought me a cup of tea. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment.